Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So now you're on Mars. We are going to fire a cannonball at 37 meters per second at an angle of 29 degrees. Gravity on Mars is 3.71 meters per second squared. Normally, in the past, I've always asked you to find out the range. Okay, but in this video, I'm going to ask you to find out the maximum height. Okay, at the maximum height, and also this distance here, which is the distance away from the maximum height. So when you do this, well, break this up into its vertical component and its horizontal component. So rather than finding out the time it takes to do this here and then back down again, just find out the time it takes to get to this maximum height. And once you've got that, imagine you sitting in the car with your dad driving along for that amount of time, for this amount of time here. How far would you and your dad in the car travel? Well, for that amount of time, how far could you and your dad in the car travel? Well, anyway, have a think about it. Press pause and have a go. Remember, I want to know the maximum height here and also this distance here. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, so as always, break this up into its vertical component and its horizontal component. So its vertical component would be what is it? This would be a right angle triangle here, and this going up would be a sine. So it would be 37 sine 29. Hang on. Yes, so hang on, let me do this again. So its vertical component will be 37 sine 29, and its horizontal component will be 37 cos 29. And then jump to your velocity time graph. So your velocity time graph will look something like this. Velocity time graph, and it will look something like this. Remember, we are only looking at this vertical component, so we are only looking at the cannonball being fired vertically upwards and then down again. Okay, so we are trying to find out the point when the velocity of the cannonball will be zero. So that point will be here. Okay, so what's the equation of this line here? Well, it's going to be v equals the initial velocity, which was, well, the initial vertical velocity. So that would be this bit here. 37 sine 29. Take away. Well, take away gravity on Mars is 3.71 t. Okay, so the equation for this line is given by this here. Now because we want to find out the time it takes to get to its maximum height, so put 0 into the v. So it will be 0 equals 37 sine 29, take away 3.71 t. Now it's just a matter of working out t now. So t, so 3.71 t equals 39 sine 29, and then what? And then divide both sides by this. Okay, so t here equals 37 sine 29 divided by 3.71. Okay, so that's the time it takes for us to get to its maximum, for the cannonball to get to its maximum height. So what that means is, well, when you fire the cannonball diagonally like this, it would travel like this. It would take you this amount of time to get to this stage here. Okay, so now if you want to know the maximum height, then it would be this bit here. It would be the area underneath the graph. So us finding out this maximum height here is the same as us finding out this maximum height here. So in fact, to answer this question, rather than finding this out, we are really finding out this. They're the same. So now that we've got our t here, uh, so we need to work out the area of this triangle here. So what's this point here? This point here will be the initial vertical velocity will be 37 sine 29. So you've got to get this times the time. So wait there. So maximum height will be, well, get the initial vertical velocity here, which is 39 sine 29, 37 times 29. So that will be 37 sine 29, and then we've got to times it by this thing here, which will be 37 sine 29 over 33.71. Okay, so that this will give us the maximum height. Now here you've got this multiplying with a fraction, so it gets multiplied to the top. So this will be this will be, well, when it gets multiplied to the top, it will be, well, remember, at the moment, we've got 37 times this thing here, and then we've got to times it with 37, and then times it with sine 29. These two will be the same. So it will be sine squared 29. So this is just a way of us writing. Remember, sine 29 times by itself is sine squared 29, and this square thing is just a way of us writing that. Writing sine 29 times by itself, but don't write it like this though, sine 29 squared, because what it's saying is that this is saying get 29, square it, and then you sine it. Well, this basically, this box here is basically a number, and then you times by itself, and this is the way we would write it. So anyway, this times by this, and then now 37 times 37. Let me jump to my calculator. 37 times 37. 37 times 37 equals this. 1369. 1369. Okay, so basically 37 times with 37, sine 29 times with sine 29 over 3.71. So the maximum height, H maximum height will be given by this. Okay, you can just punch it into your calculator and then you will get a number. But for me, you can leave it like this. Okay, so when people look at this, they will know. If they really want to know a decimal, then they will just jump to a calculator. Okay, so maximum height is given by this, and you can leave it as this. Okay, and now if you want to find out this distance here from here to here, well, don't forget the time it takes to get to its maximum height is given by this, by t equals 39 sine 29 over 3.7. So now that you know that the time it takes to get from here to here is that amount of time, then now imagine you and your dad sitting in a car. Okay, you and your dad sitting in a car here, and you're going to drive at a speed of this for that amount of time. Well, for this amount of time here, then basically the distance traveled from here to here will be the time here times the speed here. So if you want to know the distance from the start to the maximum height, the horizontal distance, so that will be, so let's just say distance will be the will be speed, and then you times the time. Okay, now we know the time it takes to get from here to here is given by this thing here, 37 sine 29. Hang on, so that would be 37 sine 29 over 3.71. Okay, so that thing there is a time here. We just worked out the time here. Now we need to times it with the horizontal speed, which is given by this, 37 cos 29. So the speed is 37 cos 29. Okay, so now, but well, basically it's just this multiply with this thing here. So this thing multiplying a fraction, so it gets multiplied to the top. So it's just a matter of 37 times 37, which is what 1369, 1369, and then don't forget the cos 29 is different. Is a different entity, if you like, from this. So you can't merge them. So you got to leave it as this 29 cos. Sine. Sorry, hang on. Sine 29 over 3.71. So the distance is given by this. Okay, so that's your answer. Remember, this is not the range. Well, this here should be half of the range, really. So the answer to this question is given by this, and we can leave as this. We don't need to convert into a decimal.